Yo, what's up, guys? The insane. Oh, no, Terrell here on Terrell Game Vlogs. Let me press this button. Okay. I am here to talk about Sword Art Online because Sword Art Online. I guess you could say this is halfway impressions, even though I haven't technically watched episode 13, even though it's out. I'm just being lazy. I'll probably watch it tonight because obviously Space Brothers is about to come on, and then Hunter, and then I gotta go back and watch Badamonogatari episode 3, Sword Art Online, and Campione episode 13, because last night I accomplished very little in terms of shit. The only thing I've watched today is the new One Piece. I just finished watching that. That was some good shit. And all Fishman, holy bullshit, is done, and I am happy. But that's besides the point. Let's get into Sword Art Online. This is kind of halfway impressions and me just kind of talking about the series, because obviously I did a Bimbo Gummy Guy episode 13 saying that was my MVP of the series. So what does that say about Sword Art Online? Sword Art Online has like a few issues with it that personally, if anyone says it's MVP, I'm like, you probably didn't watch Bimbo Gummy Guy, because Sword Art, it's like Sword Art Online gets all this fucking hype, and like half of it, you know, is misplaced, because there's a lot of things about the show that inherently bother me. The first thing is that it's more about it's less about the game and more about the characters, which I don't think it should have been that way. I thought it should have been an equal balance between the game and the characters, because for one, if you're trapped in a video game, I would like to know the rules of the video game, period. But they don't fucking do that. We get like a small exposition of the video game, and then we get like random tiny things in the middle. You know, Sword Art Online is supposed to be one of those immersive video game story-based animes, and you know, story-wise it's do okay, but like the video game side of it, we're just kind of like, fuck it. And that kind of irks the hell out of me. You know, I wish we would get more game-related stuff. The second thing I hate is the fact that we skip all over the fucking place. Sword Art Online is one of those animes that refuses, you know, it says fuck progression, and we're just gonna watch random shit. This, to me, for a video game-based anime, is a horrible idea, especially for all things as an RPG. It's not even like an action-adventure or some shit. It's an RPG fucking G. Why would you not show the progression? It's like literally Kirito's on like level 1 or 2 at the beginning of in the first episode, and then like the next episode he's like jumped up like maybe 10. I think it was like level 20 or something. Like he was ridiculously higher in the course of like an episode or two, and I think by like the 13th episode, well, at least by the 12th episode, he's like in his 70s, and I'm like, ooh, what? Like, because he jumps floors, like it's a progression that you had to go up 100 floors, and they're already like they're jumping from like 1 to like 10 to like no, episode 2 it was kind of a progression. I think it's episode 3 is when he jumps a whole bunch of levels for no fucking reason, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? And they keep going back and forth between floors, and we don't get to see every floor. Like certain floors we never see. Like I think they jump from like the first one to like the 10th floor. No. This first 2 episodes cover I think like the first floor, and then after that it jumps to like the 10th or 20th floor, and it was like, well, isn't this a little ridiculous? Like he was on the 20th floor even though he should have been on like the 30th or the 40th or some shit. And it's like the side stories regarding Kirito and his development, like how he kind of has this whole distrust of people and doesn't want to be in groups because of what happened to one of the groups he was with because he hit his level from them. You know, I don't mind that development. The problem is we don't get enough of that development, and we don't see enough of the side characters. Like, for example, there's like this black dude that he gets like items from and shit that we have seen like once before, and then like after that they're already cool. This is the reason why I don't like the lack of progression, because this series is about 26 episodes, and you spent like in all the shit is already established in the first 13, but nothing's really established. Like apparently, like Klein, we've seen Klein maybe like 2 or 3 times, even though it's kind of like, why didn't you just show the progression with Klein? Like his character changing, revolving around with other characters instead of having him like meet Asuna for 1 episode, then the Asuna shit just gets on my nerves, and the shit just disappearing for a while. The only progression we've seen in terms of him meeting characters are either characters who have died or characters we've seen once, like the little girl, I forget her name, the little girl with like the summon, I forget her name though. That was something we met the character and we went through her character in that same damn episode. Klein, we kind of had that. This black character we didn't, and Asuna we didn't. Asuna when Asuna and Kirito first meet in that on episode 2 and shit, you know, they don't really conversate. It's not like a friendship is made by the end of that shit. And then like, what was it, like 3 or 4 episodes later, they're all good and they're all friends and shit, and that made no fucking sense. I'm sorry, it didn't make any fucking sense. We only got to see progressive. I think we only got to see like the character like build. I'm gonna hit this. This is the 3rd time I hit this fucking TV. We only seen like character progression with like Elizabeth, which was bullshit. Asuna wasn't solidified at all in terms of a female romance lead. So what you decide to do is you decide to push Elizabeth and her introduction progression to make us like that character, only to be at the end of the episode, no, Asuna's walked in, so obviously Asuna is the dude that Kirito's going to fuck with. And I'm like, well, you didn't really solidify Asuna enough to make me want her. That's why a lot of fans like Elizabeth x Kirito instead of Asuna x Kirito. And on top of which, they're married by episode, what is that, 12? 12 or 11, they're already married. And I'm like, why are y'all doing this so early? And so now, like, these last few episodes have been based around their, like, married stories. Like the Yui shit. And the Yui shit was nice, but it's like, I can't really buy the Kirito-Asuna relationship. Because one of the episodes, I think the episode leading up to them getting married, was, like, randomly darker than everything else. And I was kind of like, well, that is a traumatic experience, but you shouldn't get married after that. Especially because Kirito's whole issue with trusting people hasn't gone away. You can kind of tell. And he's so indifferent to a lot of that shit. So I'm like, why the fuck did you get married? Why did y'all get married? What was the fucking point of that shit? It's like you're skipping shit so we don't see any sense of progression, which makes a lot of this shit seem really fake and really dull and not believable at all, because we didn't get to see the progression up until that point. Like his relationships with certain characters. Like Klein's is very but I can kind of let Klein's pass because we've seen enough of Klein. Asuna's is just hard to buy, period. Because it's like, for one reason, Asuna, for some random ass reason, is very quiet and reserved in episode 2, and then she becomes this fucking ridiculous big shot by the time we re-meet up with her, and her and Kirito have like this normal standoffish relationship now, which I was just kind of sitting there going, when the fuck did this happen? When did you stop being quiet and having cloaks over your head and stop being reserved and shit? Also, why the fuck is there a 2-year time skip in the fucking anime? What the point? What was the point of that? That had no bearing on the plot whatsoever. As of right now, it has no bearing on the fucking plot. Why in the fuck did there need to be a 2-year time skip? It's not like nothing changed. The characters don't even look older. It was like, what the fuck? I could see maybe like you say some weeks pass. It's like they're already jumping around in floors. So obviously we're gonna jump around in years. You're telling me no one's beaten the game in 2 years. That's what the fucking anime is telling me. It was like a random time skip where nothing was accomplished and none of the characters had really changed that much. You know, in the basic logic of an RPG, it should not take 2 fucking years to progress very fucking little. And people are texting me, and fuck that text message. It's just like, there's a lot of stupid things about Sword Art Online that's annoying. Also, because they ignore the gaming aspect of it, I'm literally watching like a bullshit ass romance now. And you know, I like romance anime. I like Kimi no Todoke season 1 and season 2. Need to review that, by the way. But it's like, okay, I have that, but you know, I didn't get into Sword Art Online just for romance. I knew that would be a part of it, and I also knew there would be side stories. Where the fuck is the gaming? You know, the part that actually the series is based around, the fact that they're trapped in the game. You know, they give you the side stories, which is okay, and they give me the romance, which is not viable because of the fucking format the series is based in. It's not based in simple progression. It's based in fucking, I'm gonna be over here, I'm gonna be over here, I'm gonna be over here, and I'm just kind of like, oh, please sit the fuck down. Please give me a straight line through this shit, because it's trying to do multiple pathways and shit, or just random skipping and time and progression, and I can't get used to the characters that way. Because with me, it's like, okay, I meet Asuna episode 2, and then she disappears, and then I re-meet her again, and And that does not seem like the same character. Seriously, compare Asuna from episode 2 to when she reappears. That is not the same fucking character. What the fuck happened? Where the fuck is the progression? Also, it's like the Klein stuff I could kind of accept because there was a decent amount of progression there. Why is he cool with this black dude who sells items? Who the fuck is he? When did they become friends like that? When did he become like his fucking item broker? What the fuck was that about? Like, really? I'm trying to think. There aren't that many side characters, so it doesn't bug me as much. Also, the stupid shit, and this is spoiler, for the fucking guilt shit. Okay, so you have an issue trusting people because you've been afraid of letting them down and getting them into situations, and you know you're afraid of having people die because of you, and you don't want to have anyone get hurt because of things you do and any mistake you make. Okay, that's fine. So you willingly do this shit for Asuna for no goddamn reason. You put yourself in a situation for no goddamn reason. You know, it's like, I'm protecting Asuna, even though for some stupid ass reason we don't know when the fuck you two became friends. Why do you care so much about Asuna to the point where it's like, I'm gonna protect you? It's not even like I'm gonna protect you from the guild. It's just like, what the like, really? Also, you eat rant. And also, that's the other thing. Their relationship doesn't really seem like a true relationship. Why? Because Kirito still seems distant as hell. For someone who's apparently married to Asuna, he still seems really distant. He just kind of still acts like himself. I don't see a relationship there. I seem like Asuna obviously likes Kirito. That's fine. I don't really see that in reverse, though. I don't see Kirito liking Asuna as much as Asuna likes him. And it just seems really weak. And I'm like, we got 13 episodes left. What the fuck are you gonna do? He's already done weight. He's already at like level 77. I think he was in the 70s or his 80s already. What the fuck? If you're already that high and you're at level, you know, we're on episode 13, or and then the Yui shit was fine, but it's like the whole Papa Mama thing, and these side stories are so short. Almost all of them in an episode or two. I think there are very few of them that go past 2 episodes. Most of them in an episode. I'm like, what is going on? I'm sorry. Like, Storyline is just, its pacing is fucked up. Its character progression is shit because it's jumping all over the place, so we don't see a straight line of progression. And for certain characters, it really won't bother me. Like for Klein, it didn't really bother me, even though I would like to see the character more. It made sense. Also, Kirito was more of a loner. Even when he was working with, even like when he decided when him and Klein split up, you know, he was a loner then. So he's always had a loner type personality. I mean, they gave a reasoning for why he had an extended loner personality, but I was kind of like, why does he have a general loner personality to begin with? Why is Asuna so goddamn important that she can get into his like inner circle? What the fuck did she do to fucking push herself? Because she seems just as basic as everyone else. That's why you can't buy the relationship. I know a lot of fangirls and fanboys gonna get at me for this shit, but seriously, it's not that fucking great. It's like it's average. It's average at most. I honestly want to y'all make this mediocre because I can't connect with half of these characters. Kirito's like the only nigga I like. Him and Klein, and maybe in the episodes they actually did one shots for, like the girl and the dragon and like Elizabeth. Those are like the 4 characters I like. Asuna, there's no progression there. I have no. It's like they're married and I don't really care. I don't care. Like really, it's just ridiculous. It's not a bad show. Just it's poorly. I don't want to say it's poorly written. It kind of feels poorly written though. I'll probably make that up. Yeah, it's poorly written and it's badly paced. It's not like it's not enjoyable. It's just there's a lot of stupid things wrong with it that get on my fucking nerves. That's my like impression. So that's my thoughts on the series so far. It's okay. You can kind of watch it, but it's just kind of like there's a lot of things inherently wrong with it, and I'm just kind of like, all right, no. You know, if you said it was MVP for this season, you're full of shit. I'm sorry. Now, the second half episodes, they've already fucked up the beginning of the series. And they can give me some solid side stories since they're already married and I can't do anything about that. I'll be fine, but overall, storyline is overly hyped. And when you realize that it's kind of full of shit on its own rights, then Yeah, you'll be fine, but that's just my thoughts on it so far. So please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. This has been the Vlogs Game, the Vlogs Game, the Vlogs Game, the Vlogs Game from your boy Terrell, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.